Hello and welcome to the Geordie Pig Investor channel. So today's video I'm going to be going through hitting a very key milestone which I'm really happy to hit within my first 6 months of investing. So as you can see on the screen, my portfolio value has just hit the £10,000 mark. So I'm really happy to hit this 5-figure goal. It was a goal that I'd set out when I started just over 6 months ago, that I was aiming to get within my first year of investing, and to achieve it this early is really nice to see. You can see it is thanks to some pretty good returns of 5.84%, which has actually returned me £554.93. So my total amount invested is actually £9,509.04, which leads me to having £10,063.97 in the portfolio. What I'm going to do today, I'm just going to do a little breakdown of the full portfolio, show you through all the stocks that I have. I think it's about 31 or 32 individual stocks, and the 3 main ETFs that I hold as well. I have these split into different pies. So Dividend 212 has a nice feature where you can actually divide your stocks and shares into specific pies, which just helps me sort of visualize where all the stocks are and keeps them sort of in different groups for what I like to group them as. So you can see I've got an ETF pie, which I've called ETF and Chill. We've got a UK growth dividend pie, which is mainly UK dividend growth stocks. Shock. You couldn't have guessed that one. And then a very similar one, but actually for my US growth dividend stocks for this pie here. I also have a pie at the bottom called Weekly Diageo. That's just a pie chart that I've created as like a sort of a challenge this year, where I challenge myself to spend £30 on Diageo every single week from the start of the year, just to get myself just over 1 share's worth of Diageo, as I believe it is still undervalued. And I wanted to do this challenge. I saw it on Twitter last year and thought it would be a nice challenge to do, and that's the stock that I picked out. And you can see at the minute I'm returning around about 6%, which is great to see. So yeah, that's sort of going okay so far. Yeah, we'll go through the investments now. So if I have a quick overview of the chart of the last month, as we are nearing the end of February now, you can see that my overall stock portfolio at about £8,500. All right, so yeah, so £8,100 invested. We had about a 4.5% return, which was £371. And you can see I like to invest every single week, so I'll throw in £100 into my 3 ETFs every single week, regardless of what the markets are doing. And then depending on how I like the look of certain stocks, I will assess through my current stock holdings and usually try and add to some of the positions. I don't like to sort of add too many new positions now, as I feel like I've got a good amount of stocks. If anything, I'd quite like to cut down to more close to the 25 stock mark, as I think that's a little bit more manageable. But for now, I'm sort of happy with the positions I have. And yeah, you can see when I add the money, and you can see I've had a little dips, but overall my portfolio, even with adding a lot of money, has actually been up quite a bit of percent. So it's quite nice to go from about 4.5% at the start of the month to be up towards pushing on 6% now, which is really good to see. Bearing that in mind, I am not too fussed about what the returns are, as I am in this for the long game. So this portfolio's, I'm looking at buying stocks and shares that I look to hold on to for at least the next 10, 20, 30 years, and can hopefully compound over time and really build my portfolio up. So all my stocks are dividend paying. If I scroll down and show you guys now, so you can see here if we go through all the stocks. So I'll not bore you and go through each individual one. At the end of the day, I want to be as transparent as possible on this channel. I want to show you through my stocks and shares and show you really what returns I am actually getting from it. You'll see there's reds in there, there's greens in there. Obviously, I've had a good little run since starting, and I'm pretty happy with the stocks that I have actually picked out. So we've had some nice returns, and to be honest, there's a lot more green than red. You can't see too many reds in the portfolio, so yeah, that's really nice to see. I think I've only got probably about 6 or 7 stocks that are actually in the red, but yeah, you can see there's a mix of US and UK stocks. There's about 13 or 14 US, and I think it's 18 UK stocks. So yeah, I'm a little bit more biased towards the UK because we pay no tax on UK stocks. Well, we pay no tax on the dividends that I receive from the UK stock. So if you didn't know this already, if you have a US stock and it pays a dividend, even in an ISA like this account is, you will unfortunately have to pay tax on that. It's 20% of the dividend amount you receive. So to keep it simple, for an example, if you were to receive £1 in dividends from Apple, you would then only actually receive 80 pence because 20% of that, which is 20p, would be taxed and taken off before you even see it. Okay, so that is one slight negative to the US stocks, but I still do believe that there's some really good quality US stocks which are going to have great growth over the next few years, not only in dividend growth but also actually stock appreciation, which is also something to consider. My stocks here, I'll just go through and pick out a few nice ones. You see BAE Systems, I wish I had a little bit more in there, but about 17%. I really like the price of British American Tobacco. It's only slightly up now. It was down a good amount, so it's nice to see that actually in the green. You've got like Caterpillar, an American stock, which has returned really well again. It would have been nice to have a little bit more, but I'm up nearly 25% there. Chevron at 4%, Cranswick 9%, Diageo's up just shy of 5% overall. I'm up 11% in the Nasdaq 100. My Legal and General shares are looking very good at the minute, up 12%. I've got Microsoft, which has barely anything in there due to price being quite high at the minute, but it is a very quality stock, up just shy of 15%. You've got Sage up just over 15%. Scottish Mortgage Investment Trust, which is up 10%. My biggest losers are Southern and Slavana Platinum. They are both down just shy of 4%. But it's only, about £12-13 between them, so nothing too crazy. This was actually a recent investment. They yield really, really high. It's yielding just shy of 15% and it pays out next month. So yeah, that'll be a nice little dividend that I would receive from them, hence the purchase. And then you can see I also have Texas Roadhouse, which is, I think, my biggest gainer in the whole of the portfolio, which is up about 45%. Which is, extremely good to see. And this stock, unfortunately, I only have £58 worth of it, so I have about £40 invested in there. When I put my £40 in there and I created that position, the stock price unfortunately shot right up and I was never able to get any more money in there at a price that I was happy to pay. So that's why that is such a low position. And then you can see the other two ETFs I have are returning a decent amount each, and I have Vici Properties, which I still believe it's just gone up over the $30 mark now, I think, which is a shame because I was adding as much as I could under that $30. Yeah, it's just creeping over it now, so hopefully this opens up back down into the 29s next week, and I'll be adding a few more shares before it passes back over that $30, as I believe it's at a really, really good price right now. And you can see I've got £200 worth of Visa, which equates to 12% returns, and then my waste management position is up nearly 20%, which is also a pretty nice earner. So yeah, you can see actually it's 35 investments overall, 3 being ETFs, which leaves me 32 individual stocks. So that's the portfolio right now. You can see plenty of green as we go up, which is really nice to see. Although when I do see reds, if I believe that is a very good price, I'll be adding more to the positions. So I do like to do that, and you've got to remember, guys, if a stock is in the red over the last month, 3 months, 6 months, but still has good financials, then you're getting it at a good discount. And if you were to get a discount in a shop, usually snap the hand off for it. So remember, do the same for your stocks and shares. So that is it for today, guys. That is my portfolio update, showcasing my new 5-figure portfolio amount, which I'm so happy to see. Hopefully I'll be able to continue adding to this and just make it even bigger, and we'll let that snowball start rolling. So thank you very much for watching, and this is the Geordie Pig Investor, over and out.